Hello there and welcome to a bit of an exclusive video then here on Theme Park Worldwide, where I'm very lucky and very privileged to be sat here with Andreas Andersen from Liseberg, the CEO of Liseberg and also president of IAAPA as well. It's fantastic to be here with you, and thank you very much for inviting me in to come and have a chat about the park and its development. I mean, it's currently Halloween season at the moment. You may have seen some of the other videos from Halloween that I've put here on the channel. But yes, Andreas, it's great to finally be here and chat about the park. It's fantastic.
Great to finally meet you in person.
It's great. You have watched a few of the videos before, I believe, which is fantastic. But yeah, obviously it's Halloween at the moment. When did Halloween start at the park, and how much has it evolved since you began the event?
It's actually a very new event here. We've only done it for 3 years. It's the fourth season we have here. We started in 2015.
Wow!
And it was a bit of a test. We hoped we would get, I don't know, 80,000 people in the park over a week's time, and we got more than 200.
Wow!
And since then, it's really just grown and developed. I'm quite proud of this product. It's in my opinion a really strong, unique Halloween event. High quality decorations and really good mazes.
It really is. I have to agree with you on that. After walking around the park and filming it and seeing the scare zones, I mean, the atmosphere is incredible, especially when the sun goes down and walking through the scare zones. And obviously there's 4 scare mazes, isn't there? Indoor mazes, and then the 2 scare zones as well. If it proves to be popular, do you think the event's going to expand further in future years?
Definitely.
Is that what you're planning?
Definitely. We are thinking about building out, especially the mazes, to have more capacity, and hopefully we'll get 1 or 2 more mazes the next couple of years. But we're trying sort of to divide the park in zones, so you have certain zones where you can bring your small children, and then you have zones where you probably shouldn't, we have some pretty cool ideas for the coming years as well.
That's great. I look forward to following it, and of course for me this will probably be an annual trip to come and see it. I really just wasn't expecting there to be as much Halloween as there is. It's a brilliant event, and like you were saying about the park decoration, for me, walking around the park, all the pumpkins and the corn and everything, the trees that have fallen over, it's beautiful, because Liseberg in the summer season, all the flowers everywhere, it's very pretty, and then at Halloween it takes that different turn, and the music playing throughout the park is fantastic. Now of course Halloween's very exciting this year, but in August, it was August the 10th I believe, you opened your brand new B&M dive coaster, Valkyrie. I mean, it's a fantastic ride. I had my first ride on it whilst I was here this trip, and have you got a little bit of information just about why you went for the dive coaster, and just in general why you decided to pick that ride?
Sure, it's actually a fun story, because we started to plan for Valkyrie almost the same day we opened Helix.
Wow.
And it sort of tells you how the planning cycles in a park like ours are quite long. And the reason why we thought about replacing Canon, which was our old
the
hydraulic launch coaster, was that we had 2 launch coasters in the park with inversions, and we felt that they were sort of competing, and we also saw that the ridership on Canon and the guest satisfaction on Canon, which was the old intimate ride, was declining. So we thought about doing something else, and the idea was actually to build a spinning coaster.
Okay.
We thought we wanted to build an indoor-outdoor spinning coaster, and we actually got a few proposals from Gerstlauer and from Mack, and they were quite cool, but there are some issues with spinning coasters, especially when it comes to capacity, which we were quite concerned about. And in fact, we could actually not really fit into any of the manufacturers' production schedules, which was quite important because we had to build it this year.
This season.
And the reason why we wanted to build it for this year is we have a big expansion project in the south part of the park, Waterpark and Hotel, and we have a big infrastructure project in the north part of the park. and this was sort of the last year for a few years where we can actually build something major in the park. So we wanted to do it for 18, and then we contacted B&M, and normally when you work with B&M, you have to be out in really good time because they're fully booked for a number of years. But I think they had a cancellation or something, so they could actually fit us in.
Oh wow, that's really good. It's good timing.
It was. We were lucky, and then we went for a dive coaster because I personally really like that concept. It's a very family-friendly thrill ride. I think it's a ride that is very rideable, and we actually did not have in the park any, you could say, drop coasters or rides.
Yeah, anything with a big drop.
No.
And it looks impressive, doesn't it?
Does.
You walk down from the entrance to the park and it's there in your face, and it's very intimidating for the people coming in to see such a big ride.
Exactly.
And it's unique to Sweden as well, isn't it?
It is. It's the first one here in Sweden, and we felt it complemented the portfolio of Liseberg very well, because we have Helix, which is the double launch Mach ride, which it's all about inversions and pacing, and it's a very long ride, and it's about the landscape, but there are really no drops on the ride. Balder is a wooden coaster. Again, it's the best thing about Balder is not the first drop. It's nice, but it's the airtime.
The airtime. The first time I rode Balder in 2014, you might remember my reaction in the video actually if you watched that vlog. But I was so impressed with the amount of airtime. It's crazy, isn't it? How it throws you out of your seat. It really does. It's a very good coaster.
It is,
and it keeps the speed up a lot, doesn't it, throughout the layout?
It does. And then we have Liseberg on with the old Schwarzkopf mine train ride.
Yes.
And that's a family ride, and I think it's actually one of the best family coasters in the world. I love that ride. It's about the landscape and everything. So we felt that with those three rides and then adding Valkyrie, we felt it would really fit very well into the portfolio, and I think we succeeded with that.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like you say, all the different roller coasters here now are all very different experiences, and the time when you do come to building a new roller coaster, whenever that may be, I'm sure it'll be very interesting to see what type you go for.
We have some ideas.
Yeah, no, I look forward to following it. You mentioned briefly just about the hotel and Waterpark expansion. Now, obviously, on the channel, we love the theme park aspect of things. We're not just roller coaster enthusiasts. We love all the hotel developments, water parks, and we're following Rulantica quite a lot at the moment at Europa Park, which looks great. So, in terms of the water parks, is there much you can say about it at the moment, or size-wise?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're in the process of doing the technical design. I mean, we've done concept and schematic, and now we're going into doing the technical design, and hopefully we will start building by the end of next year. We're actually starting already now with creating or moving the parking lot. We're building on an existing parking lot, so we have to move that, and that process is ongoing right now. We signed with Whitewater 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's great. They build some really good quality water slides. I've done quite a few of those,
and I think they have really outdone themselves with this program. I think we're gonna go public with the program sometime next year. But I can promise you it's very cool.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. I mean, just going back to, because what year did you take over as the CEO of this park? 2011. Since then, you think about the amount of investment that's gone in and the quality of each project. And I'm not just saying this because I'm sat here with you now. I genuinely feel like the quality of rides, it's things like Spin Rock was replaced with Loki, the Intamin Gyro Swing. It's taken out some of the old rides and replacing them with much bigger and more modern, reliable rides with great throughput. So I'm sure the hotel investment will be great, and hopefully that'll further enhance the visitor numbers for the park as well. And I assume that'll be a winter, all winter round thing as well, which brings people in for the Christmas events and outside.
No, and I think it's sort of this idea of replacing or upgrading the right portfolios is of course extremely important. But that allows us is also that we try to then improve you could say, the environment around the park. I mean, I'm actually very proud of the fact that we are removing asphalt in the park and putting in, more, garden like paving and stone settings and stuff like that. So we really want to improve the general quality of the park.
It's moving more away from an amusement park to more of a theme park atmosphere, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Which is great with the theme music. For example, when I first came in 2014 with Balder, it was playing like pop music in the station, and obviously now it plays the theme music for the area, which is great. And as you were saying with the gardens, the area up the top by Aerospin, when I first came, there wasn't a lot around there other than the S&S shot towers and the old Ferris wheel. And now that's a beautiful area with the play area and like the building at the back. It looks beautiful.
No, I agree, and I'm really proud of that. Again, it's not a super commercial project, but I think it adds to the whole Liseberg look and feel in a good way. So I think I like all the rides. I mean, I like Valkyrie and Loki and all that, the rest of it, but I'm really proud of everything in between.
Yeah, and that's important. Like anybody can. I always say this, but anybody can build a roller coaster. Yeah. Not everybody can build an experience, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've done a fantastic job. Now, moving away a little bit from Liseberg, obviously you're an enthusiast yourself. Yep. Obviously, being the chairman of IAAPA means that you get to see a lot of things, which I must say I'm very jealous of. You see some fantastic stuff, and make sure you check out Andreas' blog post as well, which you do on the official website. So I'd highly recommend checking that out, because you always go into a lot of detail about other things, and you wrote one quite recently that meant quite a lot to me, and talking about how as a child you went to Tivoli in Copenhagen, and that sort of started your love for theme parks, so to speak. But have you got any other theme parks that you absolutely love? What's your favourite roller coaster that you've done? Have you got any favourites out there, or do you tend to? Is there anything what stands out for you?
Well, I mean, I like, generally speaking, I like parks that has a soul or a heart. I like parks that are usually a little bit more mature. I think, as you just said, anybody can, build a ride on a flat piece of land. But when you have something that has developed over generations and where there's a lot of heart and soul put into the development, I think you feel that as a guest. I think obviously Waterpark is amazing.
It's a beautiful park.
I like Blackpool, Pleasure Beach. With all the history. I like Puy du Fou.
I've never been. I need to go.
Yeah,
I think next year that is on the trip, because there's no rides. It's shows and experiences.
And I was really skeptical. I mean, because I'm a ride person. I'm theme park shows is not my thing. So I was do we want to go? And I was blown away. I mean, again, it was just it was really quite an emotional experience. I really do like a lot of these parks that has developed over decades. Busch Gardens Williamsburg is amazing.
Yes, that's one we're actually visiting next year. I've never been before.
You will love it.
We're doing a big America trip next year to Dollywood and lots of Hershey Park, a lot of the parks in America. So that'll be fantastic to do.
Yeah.
But it's great to hear all your thoughts, and especially with Blackpool Pleasure Beach, with us being a UK-based channel primarily, and a lot of our fan base is from the UK. It's great to know that you love Blackpool, and you've got a good relationship with Amanda Thompson, who of course is the owner of Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and of course we've got Icon, which is I would call our baby Helix. For me, of course, it's a fantastic ride. I
love it,
and I fell in love with Helix when we first saw the plans for Icon. I was ecstatic to see that we were getting one. Again, I think rides are very often, they often
get better by, you know, when you have to challenge all the limitations of a site. You know, it was the same thing with Helix. You know, we had to fit it in, and there was the whole, you know, the mountain and everything. It was different.
It was a big project.
And I think the same thing with Icon. I mean, you had to, you know, fit it in with a shoehorn, and I think it's a beautiful ride. I love it. It's
a great addition.
I love it.
And it's very different for the UK as well, because obviously a lot of our rides have got the over-the-shoulder restraints.
Yeah.
So for the public's reaction from what we've seen, it's fantastic. Everybody's loving the fact that it's just got the lap bar holding you in, and
but it's also interesting that and it's some of the things that I also discussed with Amanda is that you know, I'm an enthusiast, you're an enthusiast, and of course, you know, you want to build rides for us, you know, because we are. I think the enthusiast community is you know, it's very often, you know, you could say that it's our biggest fans, but it's also our most honest critics.
Yeah, critics, yeah, definitely.
But in many ways, Valkyrie or Icon, they're not really enthusiast rides. You know, Valkyrie, you know, it is a you know, dive coaster, and you know, and it's actually you know, it's, I mean, there's not a lot of new stuff on it. I mean, it has great pacing, and it's you know, it's a for dive coaster is quite a long ride, but it's not, you know, it's not an enthusiast ride per se. Same thing with Icon. I mean, Icon is what I call a family thrill ride.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
And that's very often the trick when you want to make these things work from you know, from a commercial perspective. That you want something like Icon and something like Valkyrie, which is very broad. It may not be, you know, the you know, Valkyrie may not be the you know, the most mind-blowing ride that you know, the enthusiast community has ever done, but it's a, you know, you have to think
for everyone, and bringing people in, and it's an experience as well.
It is.
From walking to the ride, through the queue line, I noticed the projections in the station. It's a beautiful experience. But it's been great to chat to you, and of course I'm sure the viewers have enjoyed a bit of an insight into the park, and just in general, it's great that an enthusiast such as yourself is looking after such an important park, because I didn't realise until first coming here how much history this park has got, and how important it is to the city of Gothenburg as well. It's a very important park, and I very much look forward to the future. Of course, the Waterpark and hotel development, and moving forward from there with new ride developments in the future. I very much look forward to it. But yes, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And of course, thank you very much for watching another video here on Theme Park Worldwide. We've done some vlogs whilst we've been here as well. And also, Pontus here from the park took me for a fantastic behind-the-scenes tour. Pontus is fantastic. He really is. A credit to the team. And he took us for a behind-the-scenes tour of Valkyrie. There we go. Thank you very much for watching. Andreas, it's been a pleasure. And thank you very much. See you all soon, guys.